Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jipscy here. Today I'm showing you a little syncing tutorial in After Effects. Some people have asked me how I sync my edits, and I just want to make a little video going in depth. I made a syncing video before, but that was my old syncing style, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to sync, and let's get started. So I'm making this tutorial for people who are pretty new to After Effects. I'm assuming you're pretty new if you're wondering how to sync. So first, your After Effects is gonna look like this when you open it. I would edit on CC18 if you're wondering, so After Effects CC18 is the best in my opinion, or CC14, whatever your preference is. So if your screen does not look like this, you want to go here to File, New Project, and your screen should look like this. So you go to New Composition, you click on it. I either edit in 30 frames per second or 24. I'm going to go 24 this tutorial. I usually go with like 2 minutes. If you're editing like a 15 clip edit, I'd go around like 2 minutes. If you're editing like more than like 20 or like 25, I'd do 3 or 4 minutes just to be safe. You can always make it bigger if you have to. It's pretty simple. So I 1920 by 1080, you always go to 1440. I'm gonna go half because that's usually what I edit in. So I have my song here. It's a song from the Hype Beta Team Taj. I really enjoyed the song, so I really wanted to use it. I really enjoyed the song, so just for the sake of this, I'm editing this right before BO4 comes out, so I'm syncing this to a BO4 clip. My boy Letty. Let's see here. Alright, so we got Letty's clip here, and we got our song. Just drag it to the timeline. And so what I usually do when I first start out is I find my beats and where I want to start at. Obviously, we are not, this is not like an actual montage that's going up anywhere. It's just like a tutorial based video. So if you double tap L, it opens up these sound volumes, or I forget the word it's called, but you'll see this. I forget the word is. You'll see specific like beats and stuff like that. And if you press your on your number pad, there's like a little, like next to the enter and 0 button, the dot, you can preview audio, but you have to have a number pad on the right side of your keyboard. Usually I mute the clip, add SFX later. So if you click the period or the delete button on your number pad, you just tap it, you can preview audio. And then I usually just go through and find the song. Like I get to a very high intense part, you can tell somewhere down here. You see built up like right around here. So we got our beat right here. So what I first do is I always put my beats down. Since it's only one clip, I'm going to mark down only a couple just for this one clip. So you want to make sure you have none of the layers selected. Just you click on a blank space, so nothing's selected on here. So you want to go to a beat. So you can tell right here is a beat. So like these like really high impacts, like right here, here, and I guess someone right here, right here. So now you want to press the star key on top of the number pad, like in the top right. Or you can go right here on the right here, and you can drag this to where you want it to be. But that's if you don't have a number pad. If you have a number pad, if you press the star button on the very top right of your keyboard, it makes a marker. So I'm going to put a marker where I see beats at it. So right back there, 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 there. We're going to go start with that for now. So let's get our clip. So our first shot, let's find it. I think this is the first kill of the clip. Yeah, so the first kill right here, I usually drag this along. So I go to the first beat where I want the first shot to be at. So that'd be right here. This is the first shot where I want the shot to be. So I go to where I first see the shot flare, where you actually see like the fire of the bullet come out. Press Control-Shift-D, and it splits the clip in half, or it cuts, not in half, but cuts it where you have your marker at, your blue marker. So now we're going to make sure we have this, the top layer selected where the first shot is at. We're going to go through and find all the shots. So right here's the shot flare. There's 2 shots. Right here's 3 shots. Right here is 4 shots. You want to make sure you press Control-Shift-D when you cut these. So you want to go through and cut them on each shot with Control-Shift-D. So you have different layers. You can see separate layers, and they're all shorter than like the main layer, like these. So you go through, select the top layer, shot, and he goes around this corner. So quad feed times 2 right there. Okay, so we have our shots. I have to make some more markers for this song, but so you have more beats. So now what I like to do is I like to go by 3-pointer shots. So I go shot, beat, shot, beat, shot, beat, unless there's like some long space between a shot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen. So right here I'd want a shot. So it goes shot, beat, shot. So what I do is I click on this. You can either click on the layer where that shot is at. So here's the first layer. Goes shot, beat, shot. Go to the next layer the next shot is at. You can either just drag it, or you can press the bracket key, the left bracket key, and it automatically just brings over to your blue marker like that. And it's fine if these overlap, like if this isn't the right length, you'll fix that later. So it goes shot, beat, shot, right there again. So we want to bring our next shot right here. Shot, beat, shot. Bring our next shot right here. Shot, beat, shot. Next shot right there. And then usually when the last shot happens, I either go 1 marker or 2 markers after, but I usually go 1 marker after, unless there's like this is like a part of a song where like it kind of would fit better, but that's just personal preference, whatever your decision is to do that. But I usually just do 1 shot or 1 beat after. So now we're gonna go to where we want the clip to start. So let's see the song. Let's go right here where the beat kind of mellows, goes boom, like really low. So we're gonna cut that, Control Shift D, select this layer, delete it with the delete key. So we now have our shot points synced to the beats, but they're not fully synced yet. It's just we have them on the markers we want them to be on. So now we're gonna, so if you press Control Alt T, it brings up your time remap. So what I usually do is I go to the first frame of where the layer is visible. So right here is the first layer is visible. Go to this dot right here, you click it, makes a dot on your timeline right here. If you zoom out, usually if the clip isn't so far to the if the clip isn't so far to the left, there's a 1 dot right here where the beginning of the clip starts, and the one right here where the clip ends. What I like to do is I like to go to each one and delete them like that. So we have our 1 marker. So if you go like this and you watch, if I move it, the video doesn't move at all. So what I like to do, right, if it's a frozen frame, I like to make this I'm accurate exactly where I want it to be, not to worry about like overshooting or anything. So you can drag the numbers right here, like your time. You can see like the 6 seconds. So you can drag it and bring the time over. So what I like to do is I like to drag it. If you hold Control while dragging it too, it's more specific small movements. So if I'm not holding Control, it's like these really fast movements. I'm barely moving, but if I can hold Control, it goes very, very slow, which makes it more easier to get very specific frames that you want. So here's our shooting frame right here. And so what I like to do, so like this is obviously not all the way through. So you get your your beat right here, or your point of the time, so like 7 seconds. So right here you can see it moves, it goes to the first shot. You bring it to the end of the to the layer it's on. So like right here you can see it goes all the way right here, and then it goes to the next layer, then to the next layer. So you want to bring it to the last frame of that layer. So right here. So you can see that it syncs up right here. So now you want to do is you want to drag on this, like it's exactly like how it is on Windows. You know, if you like drag it, it makes a box and you can select multiple things. So you go on this line and you drag it over these 2 dots, and if you go on top of your keyboard, press F9, it eases them, and it makes hourglasses, or like these I think they're hourglasses, but they're time glasses, you can see. So now if you click on one, you go right here to the graph editor on the top left, right here where my mouse is at. You click on it, and if your graph editor looks like this, don't worry, just click on this little choose graph type and options right here. Go to value graph, so it'll look different. Speed graph is mostly for motion designing, if you're wondering. That's what people use for motion designing. And also if it looks like this too, just go to that same choose graph type and options. You just show reference graph only, or don't show it, like untick it. So now go to value graph, find your shots. I uneasy on accident, so F9, go in there, go to your speed graph. So what I like to do is I like to bring this line right here. You'll see 2 lines between the 2 shots like this. So these are your 2 points that you made for your time remap, for the time to move into the clip. So you want to bring this up like that, and you want to bring this one down farther than you did on the first one. So you can see this one's, I messed up that, but I brought this one down farther than I did on this one. So obviously you could tell that this isn't synced up. Like this is the last frame and it goes boom, shot. So it doesn't sync up very right. So what we want to do is bring this down a little bit more, pull this up. So make sure you're one frame before that second layer. So right here you can see that second layer. Go one frame before, go to speed graph or graph editor, sorry, and bring it up until it is lined up right. So you don't want to have it be the same frame as the next one because it'll freeze for a second. So you can see right here, 2 frames are the exact same. So you want to bring it to the frame before, like that. So now it's perfectly synced. Watch. So you can see that right there. It goes fast, slow, fast. And if you have an issue where your clip is too slow or like it starts dropping frames where it's like kind of skipping frames, what you want to do is you go right here to the frame blending, like this like little I don't know, it's like a film marker. Go to the layer you're trying to go on where there's frame dropping. Click on this little tick box twice, so 1, 2. So it's like a little arrow pointing towards dots. Now to turn on the warp that you're going to want to make so there's no frame drop is go right here to the enable frame blending. Click that, and now there will be warp. But only do this on clips where there's a lot of frame dropping. But don't worry if there's too much warp. Sometimes RSMB, which is motion blur, can fix it. It will make it look less warpy. Like right here you can tell. I usually don't use this unless I have like a really slow clip or like a 30 FPS clip or something. So turn this on, you can tell this warp. Well, not really, but on certain clips you'll notice it. So now you just want to do the same thing. Go to the next layer, go to the first frame of that layer, press Control Alt T. You see that time remap pops up. Press the little add keyframe. Go zoom out. Remove the two points, the first and last one. So now for this is so you have your first frame. It's like frozen like it was in the first clip. You want to go to that middle beat that we were talking about. The that middle beat between shots. Go right here. Go pull out right here to where it cocks back in the middle of it. So you can see it pulls back and then it pulls forward. So you can see him pull the lever back and forward. So you want to go right in the middle of those. So it goes back and right before it goes forward, like right there, you can tell. So right before it goes forward, right before it goes forward and right after it goes back. So now it's that middle beat has that layer or that pinpoint where it's like that middle cock back animation. Now you want to go to the last frame before like the next layer. So right here, that last frame. Now drag this over again like you were talking about earlier. Bring it right before he shoots. So there's the shooting flare. Bring it back 1 frame. Pull this to the very end under this layer so it matches up under it. Now you just want to select all 3 of them. F9, ease them. Go back 1 frame again. So you can see the layer right here, because when you go over this layer, it overlaps that layer so you can't see anymore. So you want to go back 1 layer, or 1 frame, sorry. Click on one of the points, or all of them, doesn't matter. Go to the graph editor. So now you see you have 3 swoops like this. Instead of just 1, now there's 3. So now you want to do is bring this one up a little bit, not very much, like a little bit just like that. Maybe like max right there. So you want to bring it up right about there. Bring this one down quite a bit like that. Then right here, do the same thing, but pull this one up a little bit more. Then pull this down one a lot. Now, it's not synced up again, so now you have to pull this up. Make sure you're still 1 frame before the next layer, just to make that clear. Pull this up until it lines up right. And if this line isn't long enough, like you want this line to make it so it has a fat swoop. Like you can see right there, the fat swoop. So keep messing with that until it has like some kind of like good swoop to it. So you can see. Goes shoot, cock, shoot. So it has a sync where it goes fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. That's so you can kind of see what we made here. You want to do this for every clip you have. So I'm going to keep on doing the rest of these. I'm going to fast forward it, keep doing it with your clip as well. It's the same process for every single one of them. So just remember, just repeat the same process you did on the first and the second layer that I showed you on. Okay, so for this clip right here, I should probably mention this. So for certain clips where there's a running animation between, or they have to run somewhere, or there's like some space between where there isn't just a shooting cock shoot. So you want to add your time remap, make your first point, delete the 2-second points, the first and last one. Then in the middle, usually what I do is I just try to go all the way to the end, to the last shot, like this, or whatever the shot that it leads up to. So right about here, then I bring this over. So like right here in the middle, these 2 points are just this is when he shoots, and this is when he shoots again. I like to go in the middle and make sure you don't easy ease them before you do this. Like you make sure they're uneasy. You don't press F9 before you do this. So you want to go in the middle where that middle beat's at, then you make a point right there again, so it's just the middle between the two clips where it's not too far down or too far high. You'll see what I'm talking about. So now you easy ease them. Now you'll see it's perfectly in the middle. It's not too low. Oh wait, sorry. It's not too low. It's not too high. It's right in the middle perfectly. Just do the exact same thing you did the first time. And depending on the clip, you might have to mess around with it, like make some, like one go down farther, bring this one up higher, depending on what the clip is exactly. It's always depending on the clip. So right here, bring this up. See, sometimes you can do this and make this go super far down, so it's not so far down, or so fast, sped up like most of the time. I'll explain that, but I like to just bring these right ones down as far as I can without it being too slow where it just makes it freeze almost. You can see what I'm talking about. I can bring it down very far. So it's kind of like this little up, middle, up, middle, up. And see, it kind of looks like there, but once we sync this last shot, so on the last shots, what I like to do is, so delete the last two, make your point, delete the first and last one. So I like to just, on the one beat, I like to go like in the middle somewhere and bring this out to where he cocks it back, or even maybe all the way forward, but he dies in this. So I'm just going to bring it to where he cocks it back, like right there before the blood. And I like to just bring it to the end, easy ease it. And usually what I do right here is I'll bring this one up and I'll bring this far one to the right. So it speeds up and freezes. And that's when I add the warp. So I add this frame blending, double tick it, so it's an arrow point at the circles. Make sure you have frame blending enabled right here. Then boom. And when it's too fast like that, you just make sure you just bring this right point right here. You select this and you just bring it down like that. You just bring it straight down. Bring it down even more. So make sure so it doesn't turn, so there's not so much warp maybe. See how it's there's a lot of movement before it freezes. Something like this, maybe even lower. So it's almost like a freeze frame, almost like instantly freeze frame after he shoots. You want to just come and mess with it until you have like the perfect way you want. And don't worry, this will look weird. A lot of this syncing is based on your effects and your screen pumps and like your scaling and everything. A lot of this is just based on that. You know what, even on this clip, I think I might actually bring this up to the second beat. I think it matches it more. Because that freezing is a little bit too fast. I think I could adjust maybe this right here too. I think this is a little bit too fast. See, it's a lot of just adjusting. You just kind of go back and forth until you like what you see. So, like I said before, a lot of the syncing is based on the effects. Like, if you just only make the sync on this, it's really going to look weird. So, you got to make sure you have good screen pumps. You know how to add the right effects at certain times to make it look like there's less, like, speed to it. Like, when there's, like, a lot of, like, weird, like, looking, like, there's a lot of twitching or a lot of movement suddenly. That's what the effects are for. So, now we have our entire clip just synced only. Let's watch it from beginning to end. So you can tell there's a big difference from how it started. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my effects and everything. I can make an effects tutorial separately from this video, but what I'm gonna suggest is what you do is I'm gonna fast forward this and add my screen pumps and my effects really quick, and I'll show you what it'll look like after it. But what I suggest is just make sure you add your effects before you decide that you like this syncing style or not. Like, add the effects that you like to use and like your screen pumps, and just like look at it and be like, does this match the syncing style? Because it's really based on the effects. It can't be only just the sync. It'll look weird like how it is right now. This entirely doesn't look entirely weird, obviously, but like, you know, certain points like right here where it speeds up a lot, like that's a good part for an effect right there. And like right here, there's another effect and everything. And scaling always helps with that. So I'm gonna add my effects and my scaling and everything. Then I'll come back, show you my version, and then you can make your version and decide if you like it or not. Okay, so now I have my clip edited. I added some effects. I added a CC. I put RSMB on there. I put my crops on. I added some effects to make the beat make more sense, and like the speed up parts. I added some little effects in there too. So now I'm gonna preview it. This is what my clip looks like. Hopefully your clip can look similar, kind of. Hopefully it doesn't look identical, obviously, but hope you guys enjoy.